welcome back to the Spider's Web, and here's the next lot of bits for our librarian. Where's he gone? He's there. That's what it looks like, in case you've forgotten. I am going to definitely have to get myself one of those turntable things so I can put them on and just show them off. Right, what we're doing in this video: washing the staff, well, not the staff, the axe handle. I think we're giving the on the red areas another wash with the Carolburg Crimson. We're highlighting, or do the first highlight rather, on the gold areas. I do the, let's show you on here. Okay, so we're doing the wash on this part of the handle where he grips it. We're doing the wash on all the gold parts where we can. The shoulder pads, again another wash. The red part on the gun is being painted, and I cannot remember what else we're doing. Oh, I think we're doing the blue part on the blade as well. We have lots to do. We are by no means finished. We're on the 4th video and we still have to do the highlight the armour, do all the finishing touches, do the jewels, and lots and lots of things. As I said, these are going to take a long time to do these videos. However, people keep saying they want to see the all these Space Marines done. Right, how I'm doing them, I showed in the beginning of the last video. It's not that one, there is one I've started. Okay, with this one, this is the one I'm going to be doing next, with the Tyrannid Gene Stealer in his hand. What I will be doing is how I've done this one. So I think I've done this one. Yeah, you can't see terribly well, but it's had the, let's see if putting a lamp on the matter may help. I'm not sure whether it will or not, or whether it will just bleach all the colour out with the light. It will. Okay, turn that off then. Okay, so what I'm doing with this is I sprayed it all red. I've painted the Gene Stealer black, as you can see. All the red on the armour parts have been washed with Carolburg Crimson. I think I give it 2 coats of the wash to make it a little bit darker. What I've then done is I've then given the armour the first stage of well, not so much the highlighting, like the base coating after the wash. So I think you may be able to see better on where the outer area is brighter than the bit inside where the skull and the 2 drops are. I'm hoping you can see that. It's not a massive difference. Well, the camera can focus. It's not a massive difference how I'm doing it, but I'm just doing this to save time. You've seen me do this stage once already when I did the Flamer Marine, Brother Zael, I think his name is. And to be honest, I think it's much easier if I just concentrate on showing you the important bits, the detail work, rather than just doing the basics. So once I've done the basics for each Marine, or each Terminator, I will then get going with the on the detail work on camera. That way you can see exactly what I'm doing and why. So just thought I'd let you know what I'm doing with the painting. I'm not going too far ahead. Each model when I'm doing it is just going to get primed. Well, they're all primed. The armour is going to get a wash, well, 2 coats of wash, and I'm going to go over with a bit of a base coat, not so much a base coat, but like an initial highlighting, shall we say, of red, which will be Evil Sun Scarlet. Probably, I think. I'm sure that's the one I used. Anyway, whichever one I used, either Evil Sun Scarlet or Wazdak Red, I'm not sure. Depending on how I feel at the time, it'll be one or the other. So that's basically what I'm doing with the the Terminators. Okay, so let's get on with the video now, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay. Oh, so let's have a look at the shoulder pads. Yeah, I think another coat of Ujima Flip is in order when I can find my brush. Bit of the old Carolberg Crimson, and let's get these done. So there's the, oops, sorry, I may have missed a bit there. Let's give that another quick going over. That's a little bit darker than it was, which is good, because what we want quite a dark shoulder pad, because I don't want it looking like the Blood Angel Marines. I want it looking a little bit different, but so that's so far. Now, what time are we at? Okay, I think we may have enough time to just do a little something extra. And that little something extra is using the Screaming Skull. Okay. We're going to be, pop a little bit on the palette here, and then we'll just go over the horn on this skull here on his leg, just to hide that bit of red that got splashed onto it. And then just taking that little bit more, I'm going to take it right up here so that it looks as though there's a little bit of a highlight on the inside of the robe. I'm saying robe, I'm not exactly sure what it actually is, but robe is a better word than any to use, I suppose, or as good a word as any to use. Okay, we'll just give this another highlighting, or another coat rather, because it's a little bit patchy. Oh yeah, and I think for the time being that may be it. Run down the page of the book there, and there once more. There we go. And finally, for this part, what I want to do is, using the Kisler flesh, which we used for the what did we use it for? We used it for a few things. We used it for the inside of the cape, the original coating for the skulls and that. But using it raw, by raw I mean not mixing it in with anything, what we're going to do is add the highlights to the what do we call it? The purity seals. Like so. And with these it doesn't matter if you get it actually on the face of it, because it won't just look as though it's basically like a scroll canvasy type thing, parchment, which is basically what it is. And just a little bit there, a little bit here. And you can see why I've chosen the Kislev flesh for this, because it's a very similar colour to the main colour. It's going to act like quite a complementary colour towards it, so that's all well and good. That's what we want. And we're just quick. Push down here, push down here, and I think that is it. For that. Nothing much can be done on there for the time being. And next job is to highlight the gold areas, and we're going to be doing that with when I can find it, because it's one of the new colours and I don't know. Here we are. I don't know the name of it as yet. It's Auric Armour Gold. Okay. There's nothing on there that's done with it, so we'll ignore that, and we'll just get some on our brush, pop it on our little bit of a palette here, and determine I'm going to find that Stay Wet palette that I bought. And laddie, here's somebody outside again. There we go, there we go. I know there's not much in the line of highlighting we can do for these, because there's not much really we've done in the gold, but where we have done some, we're going to highlight it. As we should, because it's there. There we go. So we'll just do the front and the back of these skulls. We'll do the front and the back of this little Aquila. Well, this happens to be an Aquila or not, I don't know, because the Aquila's usually got the double-headed eagle on it. I don't know whether you'd call that an Aquila, but yeah, well, I can't remember. And there's this little Aquila variant, we'll call it here. And bear in mind, these gems are going to be of differing colours, so just because I've highlighted it now in the gold doesn't mean to say it's going to stay that way. Alrighty then, so I did say that these are going to be changing colours. They are. Instead of being the what you would call it, the iron breaker, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over that with, when I can find it, some of it we're going to be going over with Nuln Oil. And the parts we're going to be going over with Nuln Oil is basically the handle here. And that's that. Well, it's not that at the moment, that's that, shall we say. Oops, I didn't realise I was going off camera then. Okay, I'll do these here in Nuln Oil, because we are going to be going back and highlighting with a brighter silvery colour, which will be the Steel Legion Drab, not Steel Legion Drab, why do I keep saying Steel Legion Drab? Runefang Steel. I'll just do that, and then just go over these brackets at the back of the book with that as well. This area, however, we are going to be doing something slightly different with. I did say I'm not good at doing the non-metallic metal bluey effects, but I do have this Guilliman blue rather. It's a glaze. I'm just going to put a light covering over all the metallic areas here. It will give it that blue cast. But don't think we're finished with this yet. We still have something else I'm going to be doing with this axe head. But as it stands at the moment, I just want to get this blue cast to the blade. There we go. I hope you can see that. Okay. It's not a very strong colour, I grant you. I may put another coat on of this when it dries. I say it's a glaze, it's not a shade, so it's not supposed to be used to fill in the shadow areas. So all I'm doing at the moment is just applying it to all the metal areas to give it a blue cast. So when that dries, I will be going back over again with it. But for now, there is one thing else I can do, and that is using our old faithful of where are you, Agrax Earthshade. I can't find this because they put it in a white top instead of a black one like the shades used to be. We're going to be going over this scroll here. Like so. I miss a little bit there with the gold. I can go over that again, and I'm just going to go over this part here because I'd like the bit more definition in the wings. And what I'm going to do a little later when I come around to doing that is just the top edge the very top of the wing, this part here is actually thicker than the rest of the wing. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be highlighting just that area with a little something else. But there was something else I wanted to do, and oh yes, I'd forgotten. Well, it's not that I've forgotten, I noticed it after I'd started doing the scroll down here, and that's these pipes here. I want to go over with Nuln Oil just to darken them down a bit, so that when I put the Runefang steel over the top, it's got somewhere to stand out. Okay, the robe I will... Okay laddie, okay. If somebody going to one of the other flats, it's not to us, don't worry. Okay, so when it comes around to doing these with the Steel Legion Runefang steel, got to get out the habit of that, it'll show up a little bit more. Okay, so that I think is so far all I can do for this at the time being, or for the time being, other than, I suppose, get in there, get the Evil Sun Scarlet out, put a bit on there, get a spot of water, and we'll do the top part of the gun. I keep forgetting about this, and if I'm not careful I'll say I've finished and then realise that I've not finished because I haven't done this. Okay, so we'll just carefully do this. At the moment I seem to be having trouble trying to see where the actual skull is. I'm just going over the skull with the red, but as I can soon either wipe off or can go over it again a little later. That is not an issue, and we'll bear in mind this is a much watered down paint that I usually use for when I'm painting my models, so it's not going to cover tremendously on the first pass. I may need to go over it again, I don't know, I'm going to have to wait and see how it dries, but it may be okay after we put a wash on it. It may be okay, and then or it may be okay enough to put a wash on, rather. You never know, we'll soon find out though. Just have to wait and see what it's like when it dries. But again, we're going to be putting another wash of Caribou Crimson over this, and then we'll be highlighting it a little later. There we go. So we'll come back to that when it's dry. I just want to do the top of this magazine, or the front of this magazine rather, and that's Abaddon Black. I couldn't get to that with it being stuck in the sticky tack. I didn't notice when I took it out of the sticky tack and turned it round to do the gun barrel, but never mind. That's not a big issue. Bear in mind we still have to highlight the armour as well. So we still have quite a bit to go with this fella. There's a lot going on with him. Great, but I'm going to have to give that time to dry now, so I'll be back later. See you in a bit.